Brian Taylor's been having a hoot in my comments this morning. Um, and he left that comment on a video where I specifically said, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but apparently I failed in that endeavor. That's why there's such a divide in this country. People like me. Um, People who aren't in a cult, people who are trying to deconstruct their racism and their misogyny and their bigotry and be more accepting and tolerant and encouraging to people who don't look like me so that they can live full lives and enjoy all the privileges in the United States that I have simply because of how I was born. People who are educated, people who actually learned the concept of critical thinking and engage in critical thinking as often as I'm able. People who have empathy. There's a big one. People who have empathy. Because I've noticed there are many characteristics that are common among people on the right these days, but I think the one dominant characteristic from which all of their other deficiencies spew forth is a complete lack of empathy. Trump, members of his administration, elected Republicans in the House and the Senate, the MAGA base, are sociopaths. They completely lack any empathy. I'm no hero by any stretch in the empathy department because I have zero empathy for them because of their cruelty. I want I want everything that they're trying to do to marginalize communities and the poor and the sick in the United States. I want all of those consequences to land on the MAGA base tenfold because I lack empathy for them. Because it's extremely hard for me to feel empathy for people who are incredibly cruel for sport. It's fun for them. Cruelty is fun for these guys. So people like that, I guess, is what's causing a divide in this country because I have empathy for other people and I'm educated and I engage in critical thinking and I believe that everybody in this country should have the same rights and opportunities as I do. If that's being an asshole, then I'll take it. Because, Brian, my alternative is to be like you. And I can't imagine very many things that would be worse than that. I can't imagine what it's like to exist in a 24/7 state of rage, anger, fear, and hatred, coupled with being incredibly dumb and gullible and easily manipulated. I can't fathom what that must be like. I'm very glad that I can't fathom what that must be like and that that's not my daily experience. I mean, to get up and go through every day believing that every single problem in my own life is not my responsibility, it's the fault of immigrants and women in the LGBTQ community. As you reflexively grab your phone when you hear the sound of a grinder notification. I mean, you guys think that poor people and sick people are engaging in fraud every single day when it comes to Medicaid and SNAP benefits, but you voted for a president who at the end of 2022, his company, the Trump Organization, was found guilty in a criminal trial for 17 felony counts of fraud. He was convicted personally on 34 felony counts for falsifying business records, fraud. He still owes the state of New York over $600 billion for he and his sons having been found liable for a decade's worth of fraud. You voted for a convicted felon fraudster, and you think that poor people and sick people and immigrants are the bad guys. The moronic mental gymnastics that you people put your tired little brains with their 62 IQ points through on a daily basis will never cease to amaze me. Never. You guys are going to be studied for centuries, whether you like it or not. And so I guess, well, I mean, today is Friday, so I guess we're starting off full potato Friday with Brian calling me an asshole. People like me. Imagine that statement. Imagine that statement. People like me are what's wrong with this country. People like me are what's causing a divide in this country. After Republicans in the House and the Senate passed the legislation that they did yesterday that's going to destroy the bottom 60% of this country on purpose. That's the intention behind this legislation. That's the point of this legislation, is to set up a statutory social safety net scheme through which people who are poor and people who are sick will die much sooner than they would have absent this legislation. That's the point of this legislation. To strongly facilitate and encourage the deaths of millions of Americans because they are poor and or sick. But I'm the problem. Holy shit, Brian. And I'm sure that you are going to have an absolutely star-spangled awesome day today, celebrating the 4th of July, commemorating the day 249 years ago when we declared our freedom from an authoritarian dictatorial monarch, only to come back 248 years later and vote for one. The moronic mental gymnastics. And it's like, I mean, King George III wasn't even a convicted felon. You guys decided to bump that up a notch. Oh, wow, man. Have the day you voted for, Brian. Have the day you voted for. I hope it all lands on you like a fucking ton of bricks, dude. And everyone you love.